Hi everyone, this is Frank from targetedtechtalk.com. Today's video session, we're going to be continuing the discussion on the ESP32 Marauder. So the previous video, we went into a lot of detail about either building or buying the ESP32 Marauder, which is a tool that can be used both offensively and defensively for network and Bluetooth analysis, so Wi-Fi and Bluetooth. So quick disclaimer, this intended use of this device and the context would be that this would be used for defensive purposes only for people, or to test their own network. So that would be acceptable use for this device. If you use this against a network that you don't own, that could be illegal. So keep that in mind. Owning and operating this device within the context I specified, you should be clear for that. There's no restrictions around testing your own network or around using some of the defensive features of the ESP32. So that's kind of the standard disclaimer. So kind of continuing the discussion then. So this will kind of go into a bit of the demo or overview of some of the features that are available. I'm going to focus mostly on the defensive side, the types of scans that you can do, both for Bluetooth and Wi-Fi, to assist you with identifying devices or securing your network. I will demonstrate one of the attacks as kind of the wrap up to this video. So that's the scope. And the first screen that we have up here is the Bluetooth sniffers. So the ESP32 Marauder operates on both Bluetooth and Wi-Fi. So on the Bluetooth side, some of the useful features: you can scan for a Flipper Zero, which is a type of hacking device that's out there. A Bluetooth sniffer, so you can look for Bluetooth devices. Bluetooth analyzer is a little more detail. AirTags, so any Apple AirTags that are in your area, you can identify them with this with that option. And the card skimmers, typically card skimmers, you find those a lot at gas stations, convenience stores, stuff like that. The little icon is a gas station icon, and those are typically Bluetooth enabled. So if you have one of this ESP32 device handy, and it really just takes about 2 seconds to boot up, then you can use that to quickly scan to see if there's any card skimmers in your area before you get out and get your gas. So that can be a good option as well. So that's the basic introduction here. We'll pick up with a little more detail on the Bluetooth side. So up next, we'll talk a little bit about the Bluetooth analyzer feature. So when you activate this screen, you're going to get a little bit of traffic summary for any Bluetooth that is in the area within the scanner. So it doesn't give you a whole lot of detail on the screen. It does do captures that get recorded to the SD card, or depending on the model of your ESP, your storage device. The one I got was a full-sized SD card, the one I built. So many of the scanning features will generate and save what is called a PCAP file, PCAP. So that's a packet capture, and you can do a full analysis in a tool such as Wireshark from those PCAPs. So you can pull in the PCAPs, drag it into your PC environment, and open those files and get some additional detail about all the traffic. Some of the screens are just kind of a little summary that helps you provide some basic information, but behind the scenes, oftentimes you'll have the ability to capture a lot more detail and kind of take that analysis offline, or kind of export it to a PC and do a full analysis of that. So with this screen, and I'll show you a video of this in action in just a second here. So you kind of see activity pickups that it's detecting as sort of a scroll across the bottom, and you can kind of see the spikes in activity when it identifies Bluetooth traffic. So this is pretty helpful if you're just kind of looking to scan Bluetooth devices. You can kind of turn off the devices that you know about and then do a scan to see what else you pick up. In one instance myself, I was able to find a PC that had Bluetooth enabled that I thought I had turned it off. So that's kind of a good tool for finding any device that's emitting Bluetooth. So we'll jump into a quick demo of this right after this. Up next, we have the card skimmer screen. So this is a little bit of a preview about what this screen looks like. So this is kind of going through the scan process. So typically you might kind of fire up your ESP32 Marauder at a gas station or another spot that you may be using your credit card at, and that could be a place that might have a credit card skimmer, and really just takes about 1 or 2 seconds to boot up the ESP32 Marauder and then navigate to the screen, and then you can do a scan pretty much immediately. So this is looking for certain basically certain signatures of those credit card skimmers, and this is the scanning process. If it finds anything, that'll show up here. Again, it's also doing those packet captures, so if you're looking for more documentation about any of that activity, you're going to have some of that detail as well. So that's the credit card skimmer screen. I don't have any of those devices here, so it didn't find anything, but this is what the scanning process looks like. So the next screen here is the Wi-Fi sniffers. So this is similar to the process we described with the Bluetooth spectrum. This would be for the Wi-Fi environments. So there's actually kind of a second screen below this, but this kind of gives you an idea of some of the types of scans that this device can perform. So it can do stuff like a raw capture of everything that's out there, as well as detect some common kind of Wi-Fi spoofing or hacking tools, the Pineapple, the Ponagachi, as well as other attack profiles, such as a deauthorization attack. So it just kind of lists several options that you would have for scanning the Wi-Fi environments. You can click one of those options for the particular detail, and then that will do a scan and capture the detail to your SD card or your storage card. So up next, I'm going to demo one of the attacks. So this would be fine if you're kind of testing this out on your own again. There are many different types of attacks listed in the options there. I'm not going to go through every one. I'm just going to demo one of them here called Evil Portal, just to kind of give you a feel for this. And I think the range of attacks out there that are available even on an open source free tool like this should definitely sort of raise to your attention the importance of kind of security and caution when it comes to connecting and using to Bluetooth and Wi-Fi devices. Just the range of attacks that are out there do make it kind of an easy target. So you need to be cautious when using them. I do recommend, for your devices, wherever possible, a best practice would be hardwired connections. So if you're in your home environment and you have the option to run an Ethernet cable, and make hardwired connections, those are going to be much, much safer than Wi-Fi and Bluetooth. Sometimes it's not practical to do that. A lot of modern devices have Wi-Fi chips built in to the circuit board, what they call an integrated circuit. So Bluetooth and Wi-Fi are built right in. There's no way to disconnect chips. So the best you can do is kind of disable settings and unload drivers and that kind of thing. So there is limits. There's also some situations where you may want to use a device like Bluetooth headphones can be helpful for certain folks who like use the Dave Case CD. Bone conducting Bluetooth headphones can be one of the things that works really well for that. You might want to think about isolating that, not using that on your phone, maybe getting kind of a cheap dedicated MP3 player that you can use with that device. So that way you don't expose your main phone and your network to those kind of attacks. So just something to think about there as far as your security. So getting back to this, again, there's a range of attacks out there. Just going to highlight the importance of thinking about wireless security because there's a lot that can be done. So this is an example. This is an attack called Evil Portal. And so this, when you turn on this feature, it shows up as sort of a Wi-Fi option, and you might connect to that with your phone or your laptop. And then so it's meant to kind of simulate what we call a captive portal, which would be when you connect to Wi-Fi, you get sort of a login prompt, and it displays a web page like that. So you might see that at hotels, at coffee shops, at other places. This attack basically allows you to stand up a page like that, and you can put any login page you want. You can make it look like anything. So the page that comes up is just an HTML file. So you can put a company logo on it. You can put something that looks like a coffee shop or a hotel or something else, and you create a Wi-Fi, name that looks similar, and then people might accidentally click on it and then take to this page. And it could look just like a regular login that you would get when connecting to those Wi-Fi sources. But if you go ahead and type in the email or password, it's not going to the network you expect, it's going to the device. So we'll see what that looks like in a second. So what I did to test this, I created a login page like this, saved it on my SD card, and then connected and typed in a test email and password, and then clicked the next, and that actually got saved to the device, the ESP32 Marauder, which we'll see in the next screen. And this screen, you can kind of see the back end of that. That was kind of connecting to that login page. So when the user types in a username and password, instead of that going to the network that they expect, it gets displayed here on the screen. So that was the username and password that I typed in. And you can kind of see the status that, they detected the connection. It dumped out the username and password there. It's also saving that to the SD card, the storage device, for the ESP32 Marauder. So again, that just kind of highlights the importance and awareness of wireless security. So a tool like this is good to kind of test out your own devices and kind of increase that awareness. And even, I think most people probably won't, don't have the ability to set up a tool like this. So the demo, I think this can be powerful to just kind of understand the tools that are kind of out there. And, there's more sophisticated stuff like this in the hands of threat actors that are out there that are doing stuff against us. So this does kind of give us a feel or a taste for some of the capabilities of these tools. So again, this is the demo video for ESP32 Marauder. There's several useful defensive features. So Wi-Fi scanning and capture, Bluetooth scanning and capture, as well as some of the attack modes, and you can kind of test those out on your own network to to see what that looks like and to test your own security. So it can be useful from that perspective as well. So this is kind of a good a good overview and demo of the ESP32 Marauder. So we'll wrap it up there for today's video.